Welcome to Wiki Bros. I'm Justin,
This is Kyle.
and this is the show with a couple of guys exploring various Wikipedia articles. Let me ask you, Kyle, how would you compare bank robbers from today versus bank robbers from, say, the early 1900s?
Oh, no comparison. There's the ones today are just a bunch of thugs
They are thugs.
running in with machine guns,
Or doing it online.
crappy masks.
Doing it online.
That's true. All the
Yeah.
crypto thieves and all
Yeah.
that. You know,
They don't have balls.
no, they don't. And nor do they have the class, the straight class of the early 1900s bank robbers. Like those guys came in suits, fedoras,
Yes.
Tommy guns. I mean, they looked.
They looked the part, though.
I mean, maybe I'm a little bit
Old-fashioned.
swayed by all the movies that they've done, but I mean, hey,
Yeah.
they were a higher level of criminal back then.
Also, please don't hack me in my bank because I said you don't have any balls. I'm just joking. I'm just upset that I don't see you wearing a fedora. That's all.
It's a Justin Bush, Social Security 308-926-6621.
It's pretty not close, but
I mean, I was just trying to throw him off the scent.
That's gonna suck for that person who's got that.
Sorry for Susan over in South Carolina when she gets her bank account hacked.
Yeah. So today we're gonna continue on with our top 10 most wanted lists from the FBI. Last time we finished.
You sure you don't want to touch on some of the inventions list?
I'm sure. Last time we finished with number 10, and so we're gonna go
Seems
through.
like a good place to stop
Yeah.
at the top 10 list, but now we're going to go to numbers outside the top 10
Yes, because
list.
they're on the top 10 list now.
I don't understand. Why don't they just expand the list to top 20?
No, because then they'd have to expand it to the top 30 and 50 and top
Well, then maybe they should quit
500.
adding people to
Well,
the top 10 list
they're
when
added-
it's number 11 and 12.
No, they were the 11th person added to the list after somebody was already off the list.
Well, then no. Then they should
Actually,
just replace.
I shouldn't say that because number 11 was just number 11.
See?
But most of the time, we went over this. Most of the time, there's only 10 people on the list.
No, I'm calling bullshit.
All right. So number 11 is Willie Sutton.
Slick Willie?
That is absolutely right. Slick Willie.
Oh.
That's not just the name for old Bill Clinton. You know.
I mean, the comparisons maybe there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
This guy is pretty
Was
classic.
was Bill's middle name? What was Bill?
What was Bill's middle name?
What is his middle name?
I should know that. I know all kinds of stupid shit.
Yeah, like this is something right up your alley.
Gosh dang it. I'll think of it.
No, we'll look it up.
No, I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to remember what it is. Man, that pisses me off. Anyway, yeah, but he did have this.
If we
guy,
forget anybody, just email us.
this guy did have a nickname, Slick Willie. Also, Willie the actor. Slick Willie's a lot better. But he was.
Was he an
yes.
actor?
I don't
Is
think
that
so.
where you get the name at?
I don't think so. Maybe he was. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. So he was born June 30th, 1901, and he died November 2nd, 1980. So he actually
He
yeah,
made it up there.
yeah.
Now,
So
how much of that was spent in jail? That's a good question.
we will find out in about 2 sentences.
Oh,
During his 40-year robbery career, he stole an estimated $2 million,
wow.
and he eventually spent more than half of his adult life in prison.
Okay, well,
But
so 40 years, you get $2 million, and then you spend from 40 to 80 in jail.
yeah, well,
It's not much of a retirement.
no, but he escaped 3 times.
Oh, well, for how long of a period?
This is why. It says he escaped 3 times, and for his talent at executing robberies in disguises, he gained 2 nicknames, Willie the Actor
And Slick Willie.
and Slick Willie.
Okay, Willie the actor makes more sense now.
Sutton is also known as the namesake of the so-called Sutton's Law, although he denied originating it.
Let's just talk about how easy it was to break out of prison back in the early 1900s.
telling
Like
you.
every one of these guys broke out 4 times and was recaptured. I mean, they suck at getting captured.
Yeah, they're horrible about
But they're
staying
great
on-
at getting out of jail.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're
X-rays just ruined all the fun.
and the video surveillance everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
You can't even break out of jail anymore.
no,
Rob a bank, you're there.
They've got cameras pointing at you.
But I mean,
all the
jail's also
time.
nothing like it used to be, so
How so?
well, I mean, it's like they get
I don't know.
commissary and everything else you can get in jail.
Yeah, but used to you could smoke in jail. You could go work on the farm in jail.
Oh, I mean, there's still like work release.
Yeah, I guess.
How
yeah,
they make you like make license plates or
Okay.
do they even still do that?
No, I
do they
don't
still
think
make
so.
license
I
plates?
don't think so. But I guess the other thing would be like house arrest.
True.
Right.
Which you can go to and from work.
Right,
They
yeah.
never would have had that before. They didn't have the technology.
That's true.
They just serve more time, and that's why they broke out a lot.
Yeah, because they wanted to work on the farm, and oh wait, no, they did work on the farm.
You know, one thing I want to check into,
Yes.
like eventually, I want to see the first person who broke out of jail with something that came in a cake. Like you see that in all the movies. They're
Yeah.
like, here's like a file in a cake.
There's probably a list you could look up. You know.
I don't know. It's the list is such a touchy thing to go into. It's hit or miss.
Yes.
This one hasn't been too bad,
no, this
but
one's not too bad, but
yeah, we won't subject you guys to any more of those terrible lists. We'll review them beforehand more.
so says Sutton became a criminal at an early age, though throughout his professional criminal career, he did not kill anyone.
Did he not use any bullets?
Well, no,
Really?
no.
See, even robbing banks back then was easier.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have bullets in your gun.
Well, he used toy guns, basically.
Oh. You know, you always see it like, I keep referencing the movies, but this stuff had to come from somewhere. But like people would always like put their hand in their pocket and like walk
Yeah,
into the
right,
bank,
right.
and then people just assume that it's a gun.
Yeah. Doesn't work anymore.
No, I don't.
No.
People just laugh at you these days.
Yes.
They would just laugh at you.
He was described as a little bright-eyed guy, just 5'7". That's about your height. And
I am much taller than 5'7". How dare you?
And always talking, chain smoking cigarettes with Bull Durham tobacco.
Wasn't that a movie
Yes,
about baseball?
yes. Then that had a Field of Dreams guy.
Kevin Costner.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
It actually it had another famous actor in it too.
I don't know.
Anyway, go watch the movie, guys. It was pretty good.
So he was stated also that Sutton dispensed mounds of legal advice to any convict willing to listen.
He should have been a lawyer.
Yeah,
Missed his calling.
inmates considered Sutton a wise old head in the prison population. When incarcerated at the Tombs, which was a Manhattan house of detention, he did not have to worry about assault because mafia friends protected him. That's the kind of friends you want to have, I guess.
I mean, everybody joins like a little group in
Yeah.
jail anyway, right?
Yeah. In conversation with Donald Francos, he would sadly reminisce about the 1920s and 30s when he was most active in robbing banks and would always tell fellow convicts that in his opinion, during the days of Al Capone and Charles Luciano, better known as Lucky Luciano, the criminals were the bloodiest. Gangsters from the time period and many incarcerated organized crime inmates enjoyed having Sutton for companionship. He was witty and nonviolent. Francos declared that Sutton made legendary bank thieves Jesse James and John Dillinger seem like amateurs. Sutton was an accomplished bank robber. He usually carried a pistol or a Thompson submachine gun. You can't rob a bank on charm and personality, he once observed. In an interview in the Reader's Digest, published shortly before his death, Sutton was asked if the guns that he used in robberies were loaded. He responded that he never carried a loaded gun because somebody might get hurt. See, class, man.
Yeah. I mean, he almost seems like a nice guy,
Yeah.
other than the bank robbing part.
Right. Well, yeah.
But I mean, I guess
you got to make your money somehow.
maybe get a job. I mean, he seems like he could have went to law school.
Yeah. He stole from the rich and kept it, though public opinion.
So like it was like a crappy Robin Hood.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. because he stole from the rich because they're the ones who have money. Everybody steals from the rich.
Who would steal from the poor?
Nobody.
Mr. Burns? Yeah, I had to pull in some Simpsons reference.
It says public opinion later made him into a type of gentleman thief like Robin Hood.
No, hey.
He allegedly never robbed a bank when a woman screamed or a baby cried. What kind of bullshit is that, though? I mean, I get it. Like, you want to be the good guy and everything.
Yeah.
But you got all this planned out. You spent some time on it. Now you go into this bank to rob it. It's finally the day you're going to make it happen, and a baby starts crying. You're like, oh, shit.
Well, I mean,
I got to go home now.
I feel like a woman would scream every time you went to a bank. It's like he would like, how many banks did he attempt to rob and stopped?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that stat. Like, he walks in, pulls out his gun. Give me your money. Gotta go. Sorry, lady.
Wait.
I'll come back tomorrow.
Wait, did you just scream?
I screamed with you.
I've got to go.
I gotta go.
So,
well, man, maybe he was frightened. maybe he's got a phobia of women screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just it seems silly. Like, I would like to actually look up something more on him on how many banks he walked into and then left.
I'm
like,
saying it's bullshit.
You think it's just totally made up?
Yeah, they're just throwing it out there.
We're gonna have to listen to this. I want to hear who did a better girl scream. I'm not gonna do it again.
Do it again. Ooh, that's gross.
Sounds like a weird woman.
Sutton,
I'm not gonna do a real scream on here. It'll totally red out the
yes,
sound.
you did that the other day.
I know. I'm sorry.
Sutton
excited.
was captured and recommitted in June 1931, charged with assault and robbery. He failed to complete his.
Can he really be charged with assault when he doesn't have bullets in the gun?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Assault is the fear of battery. Battery is the act of doing it. Assault is just the fear.
All right. Yeah, I that is true on the legality side.
He failed to complete his 30-year sentence, however, escaping on December 11th, 1932, using a smuggled gun and holding a prison guard hostage. With the guard as leverage, Sutton acquired a 45-foot ladder to scale the 30-foot wall of the prison grounds.
How did he get the smuggled gun? In the 30s,
it's in a cake.
Well, I was gonna say, because when did? Man, I hate to bring this up.
They weren't sticking things up there.
That's what I'm saying.
Nope.
When did the I'm gonna bring it in my ass come into the picture?
I think guns. I think guns got smaller and more contoured. Later in life.
That's true.
So
the older ones are very long.
Yeah.
And even the bolt action or the hammer.
Yeah.
On the back end, you can still get guns like that, but most of the new guns have a different setup to them. They do still sell revolvers and small guns, but like if you look like a Glock, Glocks don't have. They have the kickback, but they don't have the actual thing sticking out. I'm more pointing towards how difficult that would be to pull back out after the point. After the fact.
I got you. All right.
Because being thumb backwards. That does not work in your favor at all. Getting that out.
Yeah. You got to turn it around up there. So.
There was I remember seeing. Did we have a guy coming to the school when I was a kid? I think I was like 19 or 17 or 18, and we had this cop come into.
Oh.
He was a cop.
I thought you were going to talk about a guy coming in that had a gun in his butt.
No, that would have been frightening.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch on that one. But no, we had a cop come in, and he was like showing. I don't even know how he got away with this at high school level, but he came into the high school, and he was showing us all the things they had X-rayed in people's butts.
Oh.
When they were like being admitted into jail.
Yeah.
And they had one where it was this guy who had shoved a gun up his butt, and it had cocked itself. It was loaded. First off, how dumb are you to bring in bullets in the gun?
Well, how else are they going to get them in? They got one shot.
You smuggle them in separately. Like,
you have one shot.
No. Yeah, maybe if shoot yourself. But anyway, he cocked the gun when it went in. It actually cocked the trigger back and was ready to go off, and then he had to be taken to the hospital to have it removed.
Yeah.
Because then you're dead.
Yeah.
Shot in the ass.
On the
inside.
Shot in the.
You don't even know where that's. You don't where.
Really shot
you don't know where
the
that's going to come out.
Yeah. It's weird.
That man really must have had a fear of getting raped in prison, but I feel like he was already preparing himself.
Oh,
like,
dude,
to learn
how bad would that be?
To learn how to keister a gun already?
How bad
Man.
would that be? Some fucking asshole like comes up and tries to fuck him in the ass and then gets his dick shot because the guy had a gun in there.
Language, Justin.
Sorry.
Language.
Sorry. Gets his penis shot.
Try to be more PC.
On February 15th, 1933, Sutton attempted to rob Corn Exchange Bank and Trust Company in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He came in disguised as a postman, but an alert passerby foiled the crime.
I love all his disguises. I don't want a list. I want to see a list of them.
Yeah. Sutton escaped. Weird. On January 15th, 1934, he and two companions broke into the same bank, though, through a skylight.
He was dedicated to that bank.
Yeah. FBI record observed Sutton also conducted a Broadway jewelry store robbery in broad daylight, impersonating a postal telegraph messenger. Sutton's other disguises included a police officer, messenger, and maintenance man. He usually arrived at banks or stores shortly before they opened for business. There's your list.
See, this is you don't see people doing this anymore.
No, because they're doing it from behind their keyboard.
Well, I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I actually heard of somebody actually robbing a physical bank anymore. I'm sure it happens, but you don't hear about it on the news.
Sutton was apprehended on February 5th, 1934, and sentenced to serve 25 to 50 years in the Eastern State Penitentiary.
Oh, they're trying that again?
Yeah, that's right.
And when does he escape this time?
April 3rd, 1945, Sutton was one of 12 convicts who escaped the institution through a tunnel.
Give this man an award. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Was it 4 times? Four times?
3 times.
Man.
The convicts broke through to the other side during daylight hours and were spotted immediately by a passing police patrol. 12 men were forced to quickly flee the scene, with all being quickly apprehended. Sutton was recaptured the same day by Philadelphia police officer Mark Cahoe. Yeah, again, really good at getting out, really bad at staying out.
Yeah, like, hide. Just do something. Or quit robbing banks.
Well, now it doesn't matter because he's sentenced to life imprisonment now because he's a fourth-time offender. Mm-hmm. Sutton was transferred to Philadelphia County Prison.
They put him in a maximum security prison this time instead of the, hey, get out of jail free prison?
I would assume it's heading that way. On February 10th, 1947, Sutton and other prisoners, dressed as prison guards, carried 2 ladders across the prison yard to the wall after dark. When the prison searchlights hit
Where
them,
are they getting ladders?
I have no idea. When the prison searchlights hit them, Sutton yelled, "It's all right," and no one stopped him.
What? He just yells and they don't shoot nothing?
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, it's cool. It's cool."
Like, we got ladders, we're fine.
Yeah, like they're not trying to hide, I guess is the point. So they think that they're actually like doing something, that there's, the one guard's like, "Oh, somebody must have them doing," it's the same time when they're out farming and shit.
This is what made the 1930s fun.
Well, this is the 50s, bud.
Oh, it's the 50s by now? Oh, yeah, because he's been in jail. Well, this is like the 4th time he's been in jail.
Yeah, it was 1947 when that happened, so. On March 20th, 1950, Sutton was
Wait. Go back for a second. Did he get out that time?
Yeah.
He literally put a ladder up, said, "It's okay," and they let him go.
Yes.
Man.
So now,
Hope some people got fired.
on March 20th, 1950, Sutton was the 11th listed as the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives. It was created only a week earlier, so now he's the number 11 guy that's in the top 10. Get it? It didn't happen very often.
I'm just saying, well, from the last list that he needed to be bumped up because pretty sure it was the guy that killed his wife was on the list, and this guy, this is the guy. Okay, you get out of jail 4 times.
Yeah,
you should be on the list. You earned that one.
It says during February 1952, Sutton was captured by police after having been recognized on a subway and followed by Arnold Schuster, a 24-year-old Brooklyn clothing salesman and amateur detective. Schuster later appeared on television and described how he had assisted in Sutton's apprehension.
Caught again, huh?
Albert Anastasia, mafia boss of the Gambino crime family, disliked Schuster because he was a rat and a squealer. Yes, he was. According to Mafia Renegade and first major government informant Joe Valachi, Anastasia ordered the murder of Schuster, who was then shot dead outside his home on March 9th, 1952, because he was a rat.
Well,
I mean-
what's the saying?
Yeah, well, the thing is this guy's a normal guy. It's not like he's a prison inmate, you know? Yeah.
It's still snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
I mean, but in fairness, like wasn't he? They said he was a
Amateur
detective, so like he's trying to be a cop.
I guess. Judge Peter T. Farrell presided over a 1952 trial in which Sutton was convicted of the 1950 robbery of $63,942. Take a guess how much that would be worth now.
What? How much was it?
$64,000.
Oh, geez. This is 1950. Mm-hmm. 250,000.
$720,000.
What?
Yep.
God, inflation sucks.
Anyway, they got that from a bank, the Manufacturers Trust Company in Sunnyside, Queens. He received a sentence of 30 to 120 years in Attica State Prison.
I think it's so ridiculous when they do these like multiple charges for jail, and it's like 30 to 120 years.
Yeah.
Okay, like just say until he dies, or
Well, he's
just
old.
just put it at life,
He's-
and then
He's already, I mean, at that point, he's already 50 years old. In December of 1969, Farrell ruled that Sutton's good behavior, along with his deteriorating health, justified commuting his sentence to time served. At the hearing, Sutton responded, "Thank you, Your Honor. God bless you," and wept as he was led out of the court building.
how long was he in jail for? This
well,
time,
half his life.
Well, I mean, this time.
Oh, that time, 1950 to, so 19 years.
Oh, so yeah, he'd been there a while now, 30
Right.
years,
Well, maybe. Yeah.
or 20 years. I mean,
Yeah, close to it. It says after his release, Sutton delivered lectures on prison reform and consulted with banks on theft deterrent techniques. He made a television commercial for New Britain Bank and Trust Company in Connecticut for their credit card with picture identification on it. His lines were, "They call it the face card. Now when I say I'm Willie Sutton, people believe me." Yeah, you know.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. You go from robbing banks,
Yeah, now he's like-
escaping jail 4 times, and then you get out, and they're like, "Here, jobs."
Yeah.
Just like in banks, no less.
So, at the beginning, we talked about him being involved with this whole Sutton's Law thing, and he said he didn't start it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what this was, but it's kind of neat. So this is what it says. It says, a famous story is that Sutton was asked by reporter, whatever, Mitch Onstead, why he robbed banks. According to Onstead, he replied, "Because that's where the money is." The quote evolved into Sutton's Law, which is often invoked to medical students as a metaphor for emphasizing the most likely diagnosis rather than wasting time and money investigating every conceivable possibility. Kind of neat. Yeah.
I'll have to ask one of my doctor friends about that.
Yeah.
See if they actually still say it.
So anyway, that's our number 11 guy, Slick Willie.
I like that one. That was fun.
Yeah. Number 12 on the list, or sorry, the 12th to be added to the list.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
Stephen Davenport.
Don't believe
He
you.
was on the list for a month. He was arrested May 5th, 1950, Las Vegas, Nevada, by local police. I really can't tell you what he did to deserve to be on the list.
That's disappointing.
I'm sorry.
Like you can't be on the list and not have a reason.
Yeah, well, he's got a reason. I just don't know what it is. And I couldn't find it either.
What did he like?
I have no idea.
Piss
We
in the
can make up
mayor's
anything. Make up anything.
Cheerios?
Here, yeah, this is what happened. Go ahead. What happened to him? How did he end up on the list?
He pissed in the mayor's Cheerios.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
what was it? Wheaties back then? I mean,
Yeah,
Do
go-
they still make Wheaties? They still sell Wheaties.
Go ahead and edit Wikipedia. Add that in there.
We should add something into it.
I don't think so.
Why?
That's horrible. Because then all of our...
They're supposed to fact check it anyway.
No, you are the fact checker. You have to provide sources.
Well, my fact check says there's nothing here that explains why this man was on the top 10 list.
Your source is going to be this podcast.
Okay, so that means we can make up whatever we want and add it to this Wikipedia page.
Okay.
This is the problem with Wikipedia. I love Wikipedia, but you will occasionally find some really odd things on there. From people doing like weird edits.
Yeah.
It's always entertaining.
Yeah. Number 13. Henry Clay. I'm going to call it toilette.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's almost toilet, but toilette.
He's not French. We're not going to give him those fancy pronunciations.
Yeah. He was 1 year on the list. Deceased, fatally wounded June 4th, 1951 by California Highway Patrol officer during an attempt to apprehend him in a stolen car.
See, once again, like, this is too short. Like, you stole a car and you make the list?
Yeah.
This is...
No.
But there's no backup. Like,
He
does it say he was, like, robbing banks?
But he was trying to apprehend him in the stolen car, and that's when he was killed. But he was already on the list at that point. So I don't know why he was on the list.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to know why he's on the list.
Give him a reason, too.
Henry Clay.
Not Henry Clay. That's his middle name.
I don't want to say his last name.
Okay.
It's terrible. You called him Toilet. I mean,
Are you going to come up with something? Or
I made the last one. You should make one.
Oh, no. I'm going to say, okay. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
You're letting me down.
I'm not going to be part of your game, Kyle. I'm
Fine.
not going to be part of your game.
I'll make one.
No, don't do it.
Henry Clay Toilet.
Toilet.
Yeah, I'm using your name. Let's see. He murdered 6 endangered species.
He murdered an endangered species?
Yeah. Why the fuck not?
What's that supposed to mean? He murdered
he killed some land turtles that were endangered. Yep. He's a crazy psycho. We got to put him down, and they shot him.
Do you call somebody a murderer? I mean,
these days, yeah, I'm sure.
If you kill an animal,
yeah, it's totally, especially an endangered species.
My wife,
you can you can legit go to jail for that, like shooting anything that's on the endangered list.
Yeah, sure,
like for sure.
Yeah.
So you can make the top 10 list. Like,
I don't think so. I don't think.
Hey, Justin, shut up, bald eagle. Just let everybody know.
But my wife did at one point call me a murderer when I killed a chicken.
What did the chicken do to you?
I don't want to talk about it.
No, we're here.
No,
it's not endangered. You can still talk about it.
I mean, it needed to die.
Why?
It was its time.
Why?
It was its time.
How
to
old
die.
was the chicken, Justin?
It was old enough.
A year? 6 months?
No.
Okay. Were you eating it, or did the chicken just piss you off?
No, the chicken is food, Kyle.
I need details. Okay. Why did you kill the chicken? Stop skirting around the issue. I'm not gonna let this drop. I'm gonna see if I can put you on. I'm gonna see if I can put you on this list.
Do you eat chicken?
Well, yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Did you eat the chicken?
I eat chicken.
Did you eat that chicken? I'm not letting you get out of this one. Did you eat that chicken? Huh?
No.
No. Okay. What did you do with the chicken after you killed it, Justin?
God, I got tears in my eyes. Such an asshole.
Come on. We're already here. We're gonna discuss this, whether you want to or not. You got killed.
It was a rooster. Okay?
You got killed. You got called a chicken murderer.
No, that's the extent of it. It was a rooster, and every time I go out to feed him, this little son of a bitch comes up and attacks me every time.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I'm feeding you. And after
you're getting really emotional. I can see the tears in your eyes. You're so emotional about murdering this chicken. You have so much remorse. I can see it right now. Just put out an apology to all chickens right now. He does love chickens, guys. I have like photo evidence. They crawl over him.
I love my chickens.
How did you kill the chicken? Was it accidental?
Yes, that's what we'll say. And
you are a chicken murderer.
But anyway, when she found out about it, I thought she would, who cares, right?
I guarantee you. I don't even know the end of the story, but I guarantee you Billy cried.
I don't know that she cried tears, but she wasn't happy with me at all. Like, she called me a murderer.
But why didn't you eat it? Like, it was already dead. Did you run it over with your car?
No, it was a little chicken. It was a silky.
Oh, just a little bit. Oh,
It was a silky.
That's
But it
right.
was a mean son of a bitch.
those
silky.
aren't even real chickens.
Yeah.
I don't know what those
See,
things are.
that's what
They
I'm
are
saying.
creepy little birds.
Anyway, it was the only one I had left. The only rooster I had left. I'd gotten rid of all of the other ones, and I didn't think, until it was too late, until after I'd already gotten rid of all my other roosters.
Right? Don't you have
Did-
to? Don't you have to keep one rooster?
No. No.
Oh, that's just for fertilization.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
still drop an egg.
Yeah,
Blip.
that's right.
Anyway, done with chicken. So number 14
No, that was an excellent
to
conversation. on
be
chickens.
added to the list. Frederick. Man, why has everybody got to have the worst?
Tenuto.
Tenuto?
Let's stick with that.
All right, Frederick Tenuto. So anyway, this dude, he ended up being listed, process dismissed, March 9th, 1964, at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by a U.S. District Judge.
Oh, this is the guy who tried to kill the Schuster guy, or killed the Schuster guy. Wasn't he involved in that?
No, not this guy. That was
I'm not going to say anything, but it says right here, Tenuto was the one suspected of carrying the hit out on Schuster.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right. He was the one that did it. He was not the one that ordered it.
Right.
The one that ordered it was the.
So he just got caught for killing him.
Right. So,
And Schuster was the amateur detective.
But anyway, the reason why it was dismissed was because that rat Joe Velocci.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, he's basically
you
said that the guy was killed already.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, and since he's a rat, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we're taking him off the list. Why keep him on the list?
It's true.
All right, 15th person to be added. Thomas Kling, July 17th, 1950. And he was...
Nothing. You got nothing on him.
I've got nothing. He was U.S. Well, they weren't as important, right? Because they weren't in the top 10.
That's my point, though.
I know.
There's got to be more criminals that could have added to this list at the time. Maybe it was just like in their area.
And it's so long ago that they just...
But nobody committed crimes from 1930
No,
to 1950.
I'm sure they did. I'm just saying that they didn't give us any information on them. There's not a lot.
True.
I couldn't find it anyway.
Yeah, it's probably lost in documentation and everything else, I'm sure.
But anyway, so this dude was 2 years. Yeah. And then
Meyer Dimblin.
number 16.
Dimbin?
Yep, Dimbin.
Dimbin. Meyer Dimbin.
That's what I'm gonna say. Meyer Dimbin. Dimbin.
Oh, he surrendered himself.
Right. He surrendered after 1 year.
It's probably just because he was on the list.
It's got to be it. On November 26th of 1951 to the U.S. Attorney in New York City. By the end of the year, only 3 of the original 10 fugitives still remained on the FBI list. So that's kind of cool.
So checking off the boxes.
Right. So I just got a few more to go on until we get to our current top 10.
Okay.
Okay, number 19. Harry H. Burton, 1 year on the list. I just threw him on here because he was acquitted of murder when witnesses testified he was at his dying mother's bedside at the time of the murder.
So the poor guy got put on the most wanted list and he didn't even do it?
Yes, and he didn't even do it.
Ah, man.
Yeah, that's kind of a big fuck up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to add him to the most wanted list.
Well, not only that, like how long would that process have went through? That means they put him on the list. Had to have arrested
Well, he was
him.
on the...
For him to be acquitted, he was arrested
Right, well,
and went through the whole trial process before he got acquitted.
It was March of 51 when he was put on the list. He was arrested February of 1952.
And then you find out he was at his dying mother's
Right.
bedside. Man, I hope the cops felt like jerks.
Yeah, I hope so. Then we have number 20, Joseph Paul Cotto. All right, so when we talked about that guy earlier, I don't remember if it was 2 days or 2 hours. I think it was 2 hours. One of our top 10s was only on the list for 2 hours
Before he was caught.
before he was caught, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, man, that's horrible,
Right.
right? Like, what the
List
fuck?
goes out, bam, you're in jail.
This dude, number 20, surrendered before the list was even published. He knew he was going to be on it, It says
So just because you're going to be on a list,
US
you automatically
prisoner
want to surrender yourself?
surrendered June 21st, 1951 in Cleveland, Ohio after seeing his own identification order. He had been approved to be placed on the top 10 list, but surrendered prior to the press release.
It's driving me nuts because it doesn't say what he did.
We don't
Like
give a shit.
I do, because for you
care.
to surrender, what did you do that was so bad that you were scared of them shooting you, so you decided to surrender yourself?
Yeah, I don't.
I feel like another addition to the list needs to be made.
Nope.
I want to say
Yes, please.
flash the president.
That gets you on the top 10?
I mean,
Yes.
there's been less.
Less than flashing the president?
Well, I mean,
you're
so
mad
far,
because the one guy killed his wife, and he's on there.
First off, you're missing two important additions. Okay,
Yes.
one guy was on the list for shooting endangered animals. Okay, and the other one, what?
He pissed in someone's Cheerios.
Oh, that's right. He pissed in the mayor's Cheerios. So I would say flashing the president
All right.
is at least above pissing in the Cheerios.
I suppose you're
I'm
right.
gonna make my own. Man, I'm gonna just make my own list.
Yes, you should.
This is far more entertaining.
Yes. Number 21. Anthony Brancato. 2 days on the list. Says Anthony Roncatto is a U.S. prisoner, surrendered to the FBI June 29th, 1951 in San Francisco after seeing the INS news story in the San Francisco Call Bulletin. Brancato was the primary suspect of a group of robbers who robbed the sports and race book at the Flamingo Hotel Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Brancato soon bailed out and was murdered about 6 weeks later on August 7th, 1951, by Los Angeles Mafia capo Jimmy Fratiano, who confessed to the famous Two Tonys murders in his book.
Hey, do you know what a capo is?
It's an Italian word.
Meaning?
I don't know, something like the head, the neck, the large part of the neck.
It's got to be the head, right? Like head of.
Yeah, something like that. I think it had something to do with the neck, though. What is it? Capo.
Well, yeah, that would make more sense. I don't think the capo is actually like the head of the mafia. They have a different name for that, but I cannot remember what it is.
Well,
well, I mean,
capo means head.
okay, so yeah, it was the head. So he is a leader.
So, yeah. Oh, that's weird. I thought it was something about a neck.
I need to catch up on my Godfather movies.
So, anyway, that dude was killed. So there you go.
Guess he should have stayed in jail.
No.
Yeah, because he got shot like right after he got out of jail. He bailed himself out.
Oh, yeah.
and then he got
that's
shot.
right. Yeah,
Should have stayed in jail.
Sorry, you're right. Number 37, Nick Montos.
Just
That name sounds really familiar.
hold on.
Yes. Yes.
Why is the list jumping all over the place?
I'm just giving random ones.
Oh,
up
you
until
just
we
picked.
get,
You just picked a few. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. Okay, sorry.
If
It went from
we
21 to 37. I was
No.
like, did they just leave
we
out all
would-
the list?
We would be on this subject for 20 episodes if I went through them all.
Okay.
I mean, they're up to like number 600 or something.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I guess I appreciate you putting some on the list that didn't have anything, so that I could come up with my own ideas. So thank you.
Sure.
Made my day.
So this,
I hope there's some more actually.
this cat is 2 years on the list, and check this out. He's number 37, right? He's also on the list at number 94 in 1956.
Oh, we made it twice.
He
Give that man an award.
Was an American criminal associate of the Chicago outfit and a fugitive. Montos was the first person to be placed twice on the FBI 10 Most Wanted Fugitives list. At his death in 2008, aged 92, Montos was the oldest inmate in the state of Massachusetts. He first became involved in crime at the age of 14 and dropped out of a Lakeland, Florida high school in the 11th grade in 1933. He was arrested in Tampa in August of 34 for breaking and entering, but was released. In November of 34, he was arrested in North Carolina for auto theft and served 18 months, first in Ohio and then at a prison camp in Petersburg, Virginia. In July of 36, he was arrested for possessing burglary tools, but escaped from the Miami County Jail, weird, before being recaptured and serving time in Rayford. He was picked up yet again in 1938 for burglaries in Alabama and Georgia, and what'd he do?
Escaped again?
Yes, he escaped
shocker,
twice in
shocker.
Alabama in 1942 and 1944.
So pretty much everybody before 1950 escaped at
Right.
least 2 times from jail.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So this cat, he's got a whole life of being a criminal. He was in Mississippi State Penitentiary. He escaped there using a hacksaw. He was
A hacksaw. Like,
yes.
I want to know how they're getting this stuff. Like, you cannot tell me that everybody's getting a cake.
Yep.
And I'm not fitting. That's not going up there. Like, there's no way.
So he was again placed on the FBI fugitive list and caught 26 days later. From 1957 to 1962, he was imprisoned at Alcatraz and was soon recaptured upon release for an armed robbery. After being released from prison in May of 73, he joined the payroll of Chicago Teamsters Local 714 while moonlighting as a burglar in Youngstown, Ohio. In the late 1970s, he was living in Chicago suburb of Forest Park and working for Chicago outfit members. John, I'm not a big gangster guy. I wish I was. I find it interesting. I just don't know a lot about
Monteleone.
it. So, okay. And James Torello. Anyway, he's working for them. He was a prime suspect in an attempted murder of Milwaukee Mafia member Vincent Moniossi.
That was pretty good.
Sure. And 77. So he attempted to rob a Brooklyn, Massachusetts antique store in 1995. He tied up its owner, 73-year-old Sonia Payne, referring to her with an anti-Semitic epithet. That
wasn't very nice.
She managed to escape, and no, it's not very nice.
And you're robbing a antique store.
Yes.
Like,
Well, okay. Here's the thing. This is 1955 or 1995. Okay. What do we say about these new robbers?
on the internet.
Well, not just that, but they're not as classy as the old guys.
That's true.
Yeah, they're not. They're robbing, calling people names. It's just bad. But this chick, she managed to escape and attack Montos with a baseball bat.
Man, I'm
At the
impressed
time-
with this 73-year-old lady.
Yeah.
Way to go, Sonia.
At the time, Montos had been a fugitive for 9 years, having been convicted for robbing an Indiana jewelry store. Montos was sentenced to serving 33 to 40 years for the Brookline robbery and sent to the Massachusetts Correctional Institute. Montos, who suffered from heart problems, had a triple bypass in 2000.
While he was in jail? Mm-hmm. It always amazes me what they will pay for in jail out of your pocket.
Dude, that's no shit. Like, now they're paying for, I believe they're paying for, they may not be paying for the sex change, or, we as taxpayers paying for sex change.
No, absolutely not.
I don't
That's
know.
so ridiculous.
I don't know if that's for sure, so don't quote me on that. But I know for sure that this dude was just being put in a women's prison because he identified as a woman.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you're in jail, you don't get elective shit done. Like, that is the definition of an elective surgery.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, I've even seen so far as there was a case in Texas where a man on death row had to have a heart transplant. You're talking $1 million surgery paid for by the state and using someone else's heart. They could have went to somebody who is not in jail and who is not on death row, and they did the heart transplant on this man.
No shit.
Yes, I swear to God. There was a whole news article about it. I'll have to, I'd have to look back and see
Dude,
what
that is a messed up scenario.
Isn't it? Like, you get better health care
Uh,
in, I mean, seriously, like, if you had to have a heart transplant, do you understand, like, how much you have to pay for that? I mean, it would be insane. Like, you're talking, like, over $1 million surgery, and that's if insurance pick it up. Because, we have insurance caps, right? So they're only going to cover you up to X dollars of whatever your personal insurance will cover, and then you're just screwed. Like, you're talking bankruptcy, or they just won't perform the surgery.
Yeah. That's pretty screwed up. I didn't know that. But this dude had a triple bypass in 2000. Later into his sentence, he became weaker and started to pick up more health problems. He applied for parole after the surgery, but it was denied. A few weeks before his death, Montos suffered a heart attack and once again applied for parole. Montos died on November 30th, 2008, while his parole plea was still being evaluated. So number 103 on our list is Eugene Mccracken. He spent one day on the list. This dude. So I feel
One day?
Yeah, but I feel bad for the guy, man.
Why?
I mean, apparently everyone hates him. He
I
does
mean, I don't
not.
think a lot of these people are liked.
He does not have friends. This guy was a U.S. prisoner arrested March 27th, 1958, by the FBI after his photo was published in the Baltimore News Post newspaper. Four, Kyle, count them, 4 separate individuals called the FBI on the same day the newspaper article appeared.
Okay.
4 of them called him and said, "Hey, we know this cat." Like, fuck, man.
People that, like, personally knew him.
Yes. Yeah, he can't hide.
Well, I mean, what was his crime?
I don't know. I don't really care.
See, but I like to know, because I want things to put in context. Like, once again, this guy doesn't have one. So, say he, like, kidnapped 10 babies, I can understand why 4 people would want to put him in jail.
Yeah, but they. Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
Versus,
they would have found out.
He murdered a chicken. Maybe they just give him a slap on the wrist.
I like that.
I'm just saying, if somebody murders a chicken out of anger, his wife scolding him should be enough.
I agree.
Okay.
And if it was a bigger chicken, we'd have it for supper. She would never eat it. Never.
No. No.
No.
She wouldn't eat the murdered chicken, huh?
No. She won't. She will not eat our chickens.
That's why. My dad is the same exact way, though. Okay. My dad has over 200 head of cattle. Okay. He has farmed his entire life, and when we go to butcher a cow for produce, he will go and buy one directly from the sale barn, have it shipped directly to the processing plant, because he refuses to kill one of his own cows to eat it because they're his buddies. Mm-hmm. I'm like, at what point do they stop being? Yeah, they are 200 head, and they're your buddies. Like, I don't understand it. I'm sorry, they all taste the same to me. Don't name your food.
I agree.
Yeah. Did the murdered chicken have a name?
Asshole.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. 1959, the United States FBI, under Director Hoover, continued for a 10th year to maintain a public list of the people it regarded as the 10 most wanted fugitives. 1959 was notable as the first year in which none of the original top teners from the 1950 list still appeared. But 1959 opened with the FBI once again facing a top 10 list nearly filled with elusive long-timers. So you've got, that we had the Tenuto, right? Yeah, he was 9 years on the list.
Okay.
James Eddie Diggs, he was number 36. He was 7 years on the list. David Daniel Keegan, number 78 from 1954. He was 5 years on the list. And then, then you get down a little bit from there. But, I mean, there's a decent amount, after the first wave that they had where they were just, like, catching people left and right.
Mm-hmm. Well, people are being more cautious now. Right. I mean, if the one guy who got caught like 5 times would have been a little more cautious, maybe he wouldn't have wound up in jail so many times.
Yep. But they soon made a decent amount of captures, thus again clearing room on the list for a new batch of fugitives. By the year's end, the FBI had added more than a dozen additional names. And then, we continued on. We got a decent amount of... We don't have a lot of information on the ones that I included. Could have found some more information, but I just thought that poor bastard who had 4 of his friends calling the newspaper or calling the FBI after seeing him in the newspaper.
You were the weird guy in the office, man, that nobody likes.
Yeah. Poor guy, man.
Man. I'm impressed with the amount of escapes. I'll definitely have to read up more on how they got out. What's the I'm shocked with the quickness on how some of them got out though. It's like what's the movie
Shawshank.
Yes, Shawshank Redemption, and it takes him like 30 years to find a way to tunnel out of jail using only a rock shaping tool to like dig. Like that's commitment. Okay, nobody just handed this guy a hacksaw and was like, "Hey man, cut your windows out."
I'm just saying, if they handed him a hacksaw, he cut the windows out, and he was out. That'd make a pretty short movie.
That it would.
Mm-hmm.
That it would. But then they could just do the movie on how he got captured 4 times and just kept getting thrown back into jail. I feel like maybe that would be a good comedy movie.
Yep.
Is Kevin Hart available? I mean, he's like making every comedy movie that's on Netflix right now. So,
it's kind of fun to be lighthearted about some of these people on the list because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
And
if it was current, or like this man murdered like 8 people, and
like the guy on here that murdered his wife, and we kind of joke about it, like how is he on the list? But that's with everything like that, right? This was so long ago,
and sadly, that's so common these days in comparison with crimes. It's like you become desensitized. Yeah, I mean it's amazing, but I mean back then, something like that was huge.
Yeah. But that's it's fun seeing all the old timers on there that were on the list just for robberies.
Yeah, I agree. Although the old bank robberies, I still think they're fun.
Yeah.
Especially the guy who was doing it without a bullets in the gun and his costumes. It's kind of neat. There was an old Bill Murray movie. I cannot tell you what the name of it is. It's like some of it has trouble, nothing but trouble or something like that.
Okay.
But it's got Gina Davis in it, I think. But he dresses up as a clown and robs this bank, and then while they're inside, changes himself into like a regular person and comes out with the hostages, and then tapes all the money to himself as he leaves. Like the movie's really funny, but it was like a very clever way to like rob the bank. I was pretty impressed with it. I was like that's and of course it's like a comedy because it's had Bill Murray in it at the time, but I have to look it up. It's pretty funny.
You know what I did just look up?
What?
Bill Clinton's middle name.
What is it? Is it
Jefferson? William Jefferson Clinton.
Okay. Yeah,
I feel like he had another name in there too, like Blythe or something like that.
Blythe?
Yeah, like a.
Oh my God, his parents did hate him.
No, I think it was. I don't know. I feel like it was an adopted name. Yeah, William Jefferson Blythe Jr.
I did not know
Anyway. So anyway, that's our brief rundown from number 11 up until we get to the current top 10. Remember, you can visit our website, wikibros.com, to get links to more information regarding this topic. And also be sure to subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. Follow us on your favorite social media outlets like TikTok and Instagram. And I actually created a Rizzle account.
Rizzle? What's Rizzle?
Yeah, it's pretty big, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is it?
It's kind of like TikTok,
Okay.
but there's no comments. So there's only likes,
Oh, okay.
right? It's kind of weird.
I mean, hey,
So
it
anyway,
could catch on.
Yeah,
Might as well be ahead of the game.
same thing on Rizzle. That's on TikTok. So
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, heck, anymore, it's like the same Instagram, and they post them on the same.
But if you find your way over there on YouTube, Spotify, podcasting, anywhere you get your podcasts, leave us a rating.
iTunes?
All right? Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah.
Leave us a rating. Tell a friend. And remember, Wikipedia runs on donations, so would you consider giving them a couple of bucks? Join us next time where we dive into the current top 10 most wanted list.
You better add some on there that I can make my own up.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna make my own guys.
Sorry. It's the real deal. It's the real deal next time. So
Maybe you should be on the list for chicken murder.
I don't think that's going to happen.
All right. Anyway,
Anyway, so we'll see you next time. I'm Justin.
this is Kyle.
See you soon.